so we could at least get that part rolling. Okay, let's see here. Question of the day. All right, let me write this down. All right, here we go.
Oh man, I can't stand having glasses. Jeez.
You have contacts?
I had them long time ago when I started ninth grade, but then that was becoming too big of a hassle too. Sticking it in your eyes every day, then you got to take them out at night. Sometimes you get trash in them.
Yeah.
It's irritating, man. So I just say, screw it, let me get glasses. But now I'm like, I don't even like these glasses because they're always dirty. I can never find a little eyeglass rag to keep them clean because they never get clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, is it worth it getting LASIK?
So man, I'll tell you what, man.
That much money for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. My mother-in-law, apparently she got LASIK man, it has to be maybe 20 years ago at this point. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't wear glasses anymore. She's like, it's the best thing I ever did. Back then, before they had the current technology. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So, it's wild because my boss has had LASIK 3 times and she still has to wear glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if she just has bad
it's just something
bad eyes. You know what I'm trying to say? Bad obviously she has bad eyes, but I'm just trying to say genetically or whatever it is, her eyes, just get worse. Because it seems to me most people who get it don't have to wear glasses again or don't have to for, more than a decade. And then if they do, it's only reading glasses or something else, when your eyes really start to go downhill. So I don't know. My mother-in-law's she's 70, however old my dad would have been. So is that 71, almost 72? So yeah, I don't know. That's what she was just like, nah, I'm not going to. At that point, she didn't have to wear them again. So I was like, that's cool. I don't need them yet, but maybe one day. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think there's some worth to it, but then again, the price tag is expensive, and you got to decide obviously if that's worth paying that much money, or wiping them glasses.
Yeah, I got to check, man. I don't know if my insurance covers LASIK, but I don't know. I guess it would be worth trying because I can never go to a pool. I can't never go swimming. I can't see in the water,
Oh, because it looks like the water already without it, fuzzy or whatever.
Worse, man. I don't even much know how to describe it, bro. If I take my glasses off right now, I can't even see you on the screen, and I'm maybe 15 inches from the screen. I can see you moving. I can't see your face. I definitely can't see what's on your hat, even though I know it says meat department.
You know what it says. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, yeah. Do what you got to do. Okay, bruh. Okay, so that thing that you sent me with Michael McDonald singing.
Oh yeah,
that's so funny, man.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of those.
I mean, every song works. It's just way too funny. I went down a rabbit hole of looking at all these different. all these different videos, and I was like, this is hilarious. And especially because it's that song specifically. I was like, you know what? They really got it right this time. So yesterday I did the teenage look filter thing on TikTok. I did a video of that.
Oh
because
yeah.
at first I was gonna do it. I was like, because I saw this one lady who did it, and like, she's like, oh, it looks like younger me. It looks like baby me or whatever. So I was like, oh, let's try this. Okay. And then I started the video and I looked at it. I was like, man, this looks like, it literally looked like an off version of Jordan more than me. It was so crazy, man. The way it looked, it looked like a young, like, maybe like a 20-year-old, version of that. Oh, that looks so much like Jordan. Dang. Like a 20-year-old version of Jordan with less hair, no dreads, or no fro like he had back in the day. Some of those filters do crazy stuff, man.
Yeah. There's the one where it's called, I think it's called Crazy Face, where it's like the filter has their eyes open and their mouth just like wide open. And I guess some parents show it to the kids and the kids start getting freaked out. There's even the monkey face too. It's a little monkey face.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Speaking of the crack gorilla, I think Jackson and I are going to go see Cocaine Bear later on today.
All right. Go for it.
I've heard the movie's absolutely horrible, but I can't wait to see it. It'll be fun. It will be fun. All right, let's see here. Any topics you can think
of? I mean, I got a couple things I found, like since yesterday was April 1st, like the 50 best April Fool's Day pranks.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
And then I found this other one where it's like 35 lessons people have learned throughout their career. A lot of it's pretty funny and a lot of it's pretty good. It's pretty true.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, it's maybe we'll go through a few of those.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. And then we have a few voicemails. Okay. And I think we could just veer off of that if we want to. Okay. Yeah, I think we got a handful of things here. So I think we get running with this. And if there's anything else that pops up, I know we can mix it in. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Save. And I got to make sure I save. I got to make sure I change the title on this thing, or else it's gonna be wrong. Oh, when is the anniversary? Like 7 days? 5 days? So it's next week.
420.
420. That's right.
Yeah.
420.
That's right.
Okay. Let me go back and update this and see if the new stream has popped up there.
9th and 16th.
Did that on a? So that's on a Thursday.
That's on a Thursday.
9/16/23. Yeah. I wonder if we could get John Effect to come on one of those weekend days. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Wait, hold on. The 15th, Savannah has because I was thinking maybe we could try it on a day that's not a Sunday in case that works for him, or maybe the Sunday works for him. But the 15th is Savannah's
competition.
Yeah, she has a competition, so I can't do it that day.
Okay. Yeah.
That's Saturday, but we could try, the 14th, the 16th, the 21, 22, 23, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Right, let's see here.
Yeah, maybe we should shoot him a message. He has like 4 Instagram accounts. I don't know which one is which.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. He he what do you call it? He said he kept getting banned. I wonder why. He kept getting banned. And so like he was like, I keep getting banned, so I just keep starting new Instagram accounts. I keep getting banned. So I was like, I guess I sort of know why, because some of the random stuff that he posts on there, but it's still funny though. But with these, there's like so many sensitive filters or sensitive people, I guess, who go on there and say, say something wild or report them or whatever it is. So, man, speaking of report, I need to add something to this list of random things. And it could go. Actually, I think it could go lead right into your April Fool's Day thing. So let's see here. I gotta type this in here because else I'll forget it. All right, I want to talk about something that is like the wildest reactions of something that I posted yesterday, but we'll talk about that. Let's see here. Okay, let me finish putting in all these tags. These tags. What? I'll put a hashtag for career development about what we're talking about. Let's see here. Actually, this will be interesting. I want to try something fun. So let's see here. Copy. And then here. And so I decided, because I know you're not going to be happy with me about this, but I decided because AI is more creative than I am individually. I decided to have ChatGPT create a couple of descriptions for my seasoning on the website. I was like, some of those descriptions are long, or they are, maybe they're just not hitting where I want them to hit. But maybe I want to get them set up to where they hit like a certain demographic. So I went through and I think I did it to all of them. There's maybe one that I haven't done it to.
Yeah.
So
do what you got to do, man.
Yeah. So this will be interesting. So here, let me see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have ChatGPT create hashtags for the description. Create hashtags. Create 20 hashtags, or no, 20 tags. 20 tags for the description of the hashtag Blackout podcast. From the following text. Please. I'm going to keep asking this thing, please, because you never know. When this thing decides to take over, I want him to be like, you always said please. You're okay with us. Oh, look at that. Wow. I'll read these off too. These are Blackout podcast. Okay, that makes sense. All right, cool. So let me see. I got these real quick. I'm going to just copy and paste them. It won't let you paste them all at once, I believe, because then it'll be like, oh, that's one big hashtag. Live podcast. Okay, I see you, ChatGPT. I see you. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that. Of that part, I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. Also, something very interesting. So I know that I asked you about drawing a couple of those what do you call it, like the labels. Yeah. And so there's the art version of it, obviously, as well. So I downloaded one of those art version things, and I was like, you know what, here, draw this, draw a picture of it or whatever it says, I just put in like the thing that I wanted it to draw for me. Man, it came up with the craziest things, and it messed up all the hands. Like everybody's hands are super jacked up.
There's like 6 fingers, or
like they got or it's mutated.
Yeah.
Do you remember the penguin's fingers from like Batman movie back in the day?
Yeah, they were webbed and stuff.
Yeah, it looked like that plus regular fingers that were like way too long. It was so wild, man. So wild. All right. I like these. These are solid, engaging enough. They're good. Say the only one that I want to add is hashtag Blackout Podcast. They only had the Blackout Podcast as one. So that but I only asked them for 20. So you know what? I guess it did what it was supposed to do. All right, let me pull this one. Copy here. Copy that. Okay. All right, save that, and then we're gonna make sure that we got the right language because this is America. No captions, no caps. All right. This content has never aired. This is funny. So they let you do the language of the podcast in one, or the language of whatever stream you're putting up, or video you're putting up in one language, but then you could put the title and description in a completely different language, which to me is interesting. Let's see here. Oh, I forgot. I didn't finish that off. YouTube, entertain, all comments, top first. Yeah, let's try with that and say save. All right. I think that's good. So let's see. It's saved. Okay, we're good to go. All right.
All right. I'm trying to send a message to John Effect just to see if his days are free on the 14th or the 16th. Let's see, 14th or 16th. That's the Friday. Or if he has I guess any openings
any other day really
that week.
Yeah. And his anniversary this month too.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same weekend, I think. So cool. Yeah, I think that's cool. Yeah, we're gonna try to make that happen for shizzle. For shizzle.
Because it's wrong. You got young lives who are really, if you really knew them, like you really want to know other players that represent this game, you would think differently. So don't judge us by the color of our skin. Okay? Judge us by how we approach the game. And you may not like how we play the game. May not like it. That's the way we play. That's the way I coach. I'm not changing. We found success in it. And maybe some days, like today, we end up on the losing side of the stick. But guess what? We live to see another day. We live to see the comeback next year and try to do this again. Because I'm not changing. But I hear you. Just watch what some of the people in the media, just watch what you say about some of the people in the media.
Don Staley bringing it.
When you're gathering.
Don't you talk about my team.
You're saying things about our team and you're being heard and it's being brought back to me. Okay? And these are the people that write nationally for our sport. So you can not like our team. You can not like me. But when you say things that you probably should be saying in your home, on the phone, or texting out in public, and you're being heard, and you are a national writer for our sport, it just confirms what we already know. So watch what you say when you're in public and you're talking about my team in particular. Some of the people in the truth about our team. Okay, it's a good question. Okay, we're not bar fighters. We're not thugs. We're not monkeys. We're not street fighters. This team exemplifies how you need to approach basketball on the court and off the court. And I do think that that's sometimes brought into the game, and it hurts. Okay. And I do think that some of I'm gonna say it because I said I was gonna say it, whether we lost or whether we won. Truth about our team.
All right, Don. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. All right. Well, all these people, bro. Y'all just making stuff up. Y'all don't really do that. Okay.
Skeet.
Let me find this and post this. That we're even live finally again. Like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I spent the longest time trying to find that Wade in the Water song by Choir.
Oh my gosh.
That was a lot too. I was surprised how many there were.
Yeah, I was shocked myself. I was like, is this real?
Oh, yes, it was.
It was super real. It was hyper real. All right, let's see it. Hashtag Blackout. Okay, there you go.
Infinite creatures from movies, so I decided to draw a creature here. But if you look behind, you'll see a hip.
That's pretty dope. I guess some artists created like infinite art, but they're like zoom backgrounds. I like it.
If you look up
I'm gonna try to find it and put it in my zoom background.
If you look into the hole of the tree, you'll see a little fella contemplating.
What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, Jerry? I'm gonna share that to myself on Slack. All right, let's see here. What did I? That's weird. Where did it go? I guess it disappeared. So I will just share this copy link again. We'll try this again.
Creatures from
Link, Tink, listen live. Why is the TV emoji on Apple iPhone still the oldest looking tube in the world? Like, what are we doing here? I don't get it. This is still ridiculous.
Yeah.
It could be like a whole we could have like a whole mini series about all of the emojis, some of which are useless, some of which are not. That they have available. It's crazy. I don't even understand it. Don't understand it.
Blackout. Oh boy, it's she.
What is this?
Oh boy.
Stop, watch shit don't never stop. Just a flow that got the block. Stop, watch shit don't never stop. Just a flow that got the block. Stop.
All right. I think I finally's ready. Nows, how you feeling?
I'm cool. Ready to rock and roll.
Okay, let's hit it.
All right, 3 and a 2 and a 1. Click it. Check.
Clicked.
Gotcha.
I got your verification check on my side as well.
Loud and clear. Oh,
All
shut.
right.
We've been live for like 27 minutes.
Yes.
I'm just sitting here.
The pre-show show. It's all right. I was trying to get
my nose.
I was hoping you did. Sensational situation. All right.
Yes, it would have. It would have been.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the #Blackout podcast, we talk about some of the best April Fool's pranks of all time.
Mm-hmm.
We also talk about lessons learned while on your career. We talk about a little bit about TikTok filters, and then we have an interesting question of the day. All this, your voicemails, and more on today's Windows to the Walls Skeet episode of the #Blackout podcast. Oh, skeet. All right. What's up? Welcome back, and welcome back again to episode 248 of the #Blackout podcast. I am one half, Jalapeno J, aka Jared.
And I am the other half, Just Jay. Hey, it's Jay. On all your Instagrams and YouTubes. I don't know why I plugged that. I didn't post nothing. Hey, it's Jay. It's me.
It's all right. Yeah. It's all right. But still, he's there. I'm here. And Jay, my cousin, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So I was watching the NCAA tournament Final Four yesterday. I only caught the first game, but I thought something interesting at the end of the first game. So here's the question that relates to it, and maybe I'll get into why. But you can just answer this off the strength of the question. So, if you were a team and you're leading the game, the whole game, the whole time. Only to lose on a last-second buzzer beater shot, which you could not come back from. Would you be more sad that you lost in the way that you lost, or mad at yourself for not making 1 or 2 extra shots or free throws earlier in the game because you just lose by 1 point?
So if we were winning the whole game, how much were we winning? Like the whole game? Was it like super close the whole game?
No, at one point you were up by like 10. You know, it was back and forth for a bit. Then at one point you went up by like 10, 12, and then it came back down. Yeah. I mean, you know, up and down game for the most part, but at the largest, I think at halftime you were leading by like 11 or 10, something like that.
And I was the player. I was a player.
Yeah, and you're a player on the losing end of the stick.
Well, I wouldn't be mad at myself. Since this is a team effort, hey man, it's a team effort. I can't hold all blame on myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say dang, I mean, I'm sure the thoughts would be in my head, oh, I could have did this, could have did that. But what's done is done. C'est la vie. There's always next year, maybe, if I'm like a returning player, but I don't know. I mean, well, let me stop because this is the Final Four. Was that the final game or
is the Final Four? This was the game to get to the championship, and you are one of the biggest Cinderellas. You're one of the biggest, Cinderellas of all time to make it here.
That's a tough.
There's only six brackets in the world that had you and the other three teams perfect in the Final Four. No perfect, but the Final Four teams being perfect. So this is the longest of shots almost.
Yeah, I mean, of course I'm going to be disappointed, but I'm not gonna just dwell on it. What's done is done. Team effort. Figure out what we did wrong. Come back next year strong. Boom.
Yeah.
And that's
a good take. That's a good take. I like it. Me personally, it's a team game as well. I know you're actually speaking from like a person who actually played basketball, you know, competitively in school and stuff like that. Me, I just played like rec league, you know, or whatever. And so, but I still played other sports. So yeah, it is a team game. Personally, I am frustrated with myself if I missed 2 free throws earlier in the game, because if I miss 2 free throws and the game plays out the same way, we still win by, or if I make 2 free throws and the game plays out the same way, we still win by 1 point. If I make 1 extra jump shot or layup, you know, because say I missed a couple bunny layups, you know, if I make one of those, then, you know, I know that we win if the game plays out the same way. Obviously, it probably wouldn't, but if it did. The rest of the team had similar issues. I'm not mad at my teammates, you know, because we all tried. We're all on the same court. And everybody has to own up to their own, you know, failings, right? I would be more mad at myself for not doing that than sad that I lost in the way that I lost. But, you know, I would also be like proud of how we got there. It would just be the most frustrating thing because I would know all I had to do was this. All I had to do was that 1 little layup here, 2 extra free throws there that I might have missed early in the game. And, you know, we may be on our way to try to get that ring. You know, now we'll just watch him get the ring. But yeah.
Now if it was down to like the last minute and I got fouled and I had to shoot some free throws and I missed them. Yeah, then I might be looking. I might be holding that over my head for quite some time, and I'm sure the bus ride home, plane ride home, whatever would be very awkward. All eyes on me. So yeah, but if somebody else on my team happened to miss those free throws, then I'm not worried about it. That's on them. I let the coach deal with them.
Yeah, you're right. And it's interesting you say that. So the game I'm referring to is Florida Atlantic versus San Diego State. Florida Atlantic's a 9 seed. San Diego State is a 5 seed. That's like this. Apparently, this tournament is the first time, I think, in history that there's no number 1, 2, or 3 seed in the Final Four. The highest seed was number 4, Connecticut, I believe, and then the next highest was Miami 5. And then San Diego State also a 5, and then Florida Atlantic University is a 9. And interestingly enough, Florida Atlantic, the when they played in the Elite Eight to get to the Final Four, at the end of the game, they had one guy on the line who had to hit 2 free throws to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And dude walked up there like cooler than the other side of the pillow. Pop, pop, just like nothing. Walked right into the Final Four. So, it's interesting you say that. It's wild, man. And I mean, I think they only missed like 4 free throws the whole game out of like 20 something. So, I mean, they hit a lot of them, right? But it was interesting though. There was a disparity at one point where I think they had attempted 16 and the other team had only attempted like 6 or 8. And they were like 14 to 16 at that time, and the other team was like, like 6 of 8. But then all of a sudden, like a few minutes into the, several minutes into the second half, the other team had all of a sudden attempted the same amount of free throws. Sometimes I don't know if the officials like specifically say, okay, you're leading by this much at halftime, we're gonna let the other team come back. I don't know. Sometimes I think there's a fix in, but sometimes I think there's not. I don't know.
To make it an interesting game.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's interesting. I mean, those free throws, they win games, man. That's why we used to have to practice them so much. So weird, man. I never knew why. It's like in practice, our coach was like, at the end of every practice, he's like, you make 20 free throws on this end, go to the other side, make another 20, then you guys go home. Yeah, and that's for like everybody on the team. Each of us had to make 20. It's just like circle around until you make 20 and go to the other end.
Yeah,
so
it's smart, man. It's a smart way to do it, especially these days. Like you see a lot of kids and pros step up to the line in winning situations, or even not in lower pressure situations, and miss. And I can understand. I mean, you're not going to hit every shot. Like nobody's been. Well, I guess there have been people who've been perfect from the free throw line, but a lot of times those people, aren't shooting. A lot of times those people, weren't shooting like hundreds of free throws during the course of their career. They've only shot like a handful. But it's hard to be perfect from that stripe. It is wild, man. It's like you're on stage, literally on stage. Everybody's watching you. Even more so than just in the regular flow of the game. So. Yeah, and they miss it, or they make it, whatever it is. So interesting. So that was the question of the day. Cool. Yeah, man. So people out there in listener land, definitely, hit us up. Let us know what you think about that. And yeah, Jay. So how was the rest of your week, man? Did you do anything fun?
That was cool. Fun. Let me see. Let me think. Nothing fun. It's been pretty nice weather, man. I tell you that, like. Not a cloud in the sky the past few days. It was just beautiful. So cut some grass. I ain't gonna say I taught my kids how to cut grass because I had them doing that a few years ago. So I made them cut some grass yesterday. Dad stuff.
Okay.
What else did I do? Worked on my bike, which has been long in the process. Did that, and then did some dad stuff and went to Home Depot and Lowe's looking for tile and flooring and crap like that. Man, the boring parenthood stuff. Yeah, project time. It's getting warm, so we could be outside and doing all kind of things we should. I ain't gonna say should do, but want to do. So ain't cool. Nothing fun. Too crazy. Nothing fun. How about you? I know you did something fun yesterday.
Either way, that's fun. Yeah, man. Yesterday, my son and I competed in a barbecue competition. We did ribs and chicken in this competition. I did not get first, but I also did not get last. I came in 8th place, 8th place overall by scoring. And I could see that there was one judge, or there was 2 judges who were absolutely brutal on both categories. So I know that these judges also were brutal to everybody else because apparently, a lot of people's scores were super low. And this was not a professional competition. This was just a backyard competition where, they allow you to come and test the waters, and test your flavors and test your, your process and all this other stuff. The odd thing is, though, if you win 2 backyard competitions in like a certain amount of time, then they will not allow you to compete again. They force you to go pro or not compete anymore.
Go pro.
So yeah, and you can go pro, and then when you go professionally, you compete against people who are doing, y'all are doing the chicken, the ribs, brisket, and pork shoulder, and sometimes some chef's choice, like random stuff. So yeah, man. So we did good. The process was good. I think my goal going into it, obviously, I always want to win every time. That's if you're competing and not wanting to win at the end of the day, then why are you even there? That's my take. But also to have a good time, also to have fun with my son and, teach him some things or whatever, learn from him at the same time. Something comes up like that. And then, and honestly, to do better than I did the time before. Yeah. So my main goal is to have fun, have a good time. My second goal is to do better than I did before. Yeah. Third goal is to get my name called and get like, a top 3-5 placement, whatever. Then the final goal is to win. And just to do better than I did the time before, to make the best possible bite of food that I could make the last time I tried. So
that's cool.
See, I did that.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Listen. Go ahead.
No, I see. I would probably be on the opposite end, because I'm the type of person I just like to try just to see what would happen. I don't know if I'd go in there wanting to win. I think if it would probably be like my 3rd time ever competing, then I was like, okay, I'd like to win something.
Yeah.
But if I go in like my first couple of times, it's just like, I just want to see what happened. My first time doing this, I don't care. So yeah. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, the first time I did that, I was like, I'm gonna go here and show them what I could do. Like I'm gonna tear these fools up, and it went terribly wrong. Right? Exactly, it went terribly wrong though. It was not good. There was a lot of factors mixed into that, along with the fact that I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have the prep and planning like I thought I could do, because I was doing everything by myself, and it was way too much in the moment. If I was doing everything I did in that first competition, at the competition, I should have arrived like 2.5 hours before I got there, and then started working and doing what I was doing. But yeah, it was not good. The next competition I did after that, I changed up like the way that I prep. I changed up the type of meat that I was doing, the cut of meat. When it came to the chicken, instead of the thighs, I did the drumsticks. And it went horribly wrong. Even though they tasted good, the final product did not look pretty. And appearance is part of your scores. Then the next time I was like, you know what? I'm going to do these. I'm just going to go some off the wall that people will, maybe love. So I went with like a lollipop version of drumstick. And that's when I went with my brother and competed. And those failed horribly. And the temperature on the grills actually got out of hand, and the little monitor we were using malfunctioned and froze up. And so while we thought we were cooking at one specific temperature, it was actually cooking way hotter.
Oh wow, that sucks.
It was like yeah. So that messed up. But we did win the burger championship that time. So I hang my hat on that one. And then this time around, it was let's just do better than we did last time. My expectations sort of changed, and I was just like, you know what? If you go out there and just try to put out all the flavors that you want, put out the best taste of barbecue that you can that day, just see where it lands. As long as you're confident that you did, accomplish that, and that's what we did. I thought we had great flavor. I tasted some that were placed before us, and I was like in chicken, and I was like, how, and some that placed after us, and I thought some of those were good. And ribs, I tasted some ribs that were, like hammered good and totally bad. And the problem that we had yesterday was temperature control. Again, this time we're using a pellet grill, so I decided to go away from charcoal because pellet was easier, and I can get all the meats on the same grill at the same time. Yeah. Well, it started out being 30 degrees in the morning. It ended up being like 50 degrees. Yeah. And it was extremely windy. It got like wind gusts up to like 20 something miles per hour. So the way that the wind was blowing right into sort of like a little like opening on the lid, like the little crack on the lid. And that was blowing in, and I think it was messing up the temperature of the grill. So therefore my ribs did not get to the temperature I wanted them to be. They were done. They were edible. They just didn't get to the standard that I was looking for.
Right.
They didn't look as beautiful as these things that are right here behind me, which I should have just done those ribs, because those ribs would have done great. But that was, over.
So here's a question.
When I made those. So there you go.
Question for you. So in the competitions, can you use? I'm curious about this. Can you use sauce like barbecue sauce? So
yeah.
There's like, I don't know. I guess it's like it ain't a serious debate, but I hear people talking about, well, if you cook your meat good, there's no need for sauce. And then I guess it's more like on are you a sauce guy or not a sauce guy? So whatever. So, and then people talk about, people just use sauce to cover up the fact that their meat doesn't have any flavor. So I was always curious about these competitions. Like, do people just judge solely based on the seasoning in the meat, or is it the seasoning in the meat mixed with the combination of a good sauce?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the season of the meat mixed with the combination of a good sauce. Because in competition, they're not like, nobody has that mentality of like, you don't need sauce for your meat, right? It's so stupid, because there's some like Facebook groups that are like barbecue competition Facebook groups where people like, share insight. They say, hey, judge me, like all this stuff. And there's always like, this one random dude who's like, I'm from Texas. You don't need no sauce for your meat. And I'm like, but dude, this is a competition page, and you have to have sauce, or you have to have some kind of glaze or some kind of drizzle.
Right.
It's not like this dry rub situation and that's it. You take that to like the regular barbecue pages. This is what it's for. So yeah, in that, you have to have that, as a part of your finished product. Now the, like how heavy you make it or how light you make it, that does play a part. As far as like how heavy or light, you make your sauces on there and your seasonings on there, but it is legitimately a combination of the rub that you use, the glazes, sauces, butters, whatever that is, but also it is what do you call it? It's a factor of like injecting. Some people inject, some people will marinate the meat, and I've injected before, and the results taste wise were good, but presentation wise didn't look good, and it was all my fault as far as like how the presentation turned out. And I've marinated before, and marination, also, but you get to choose a little different. Interesting, because in the regular world, you would want like chicken to be, maybe you want chicken to be, like maybe like a little herby or savory or zesty, whatever it is. But in the barbecue game, like in the competition game, I guess, it's more like sweet and smoky, things like that. So it's interesting. Actually, here, I'm going to put up right behind my head a picture of my chicken box. Oh, my rib box. Here's the rib box, right? Open. Okay. So this is what my ribs look like. Oh, wait. Slide down, homie. This is weird. The way that it's presenting, you can't really tell. Come on, funny. Use it. Now look at that. It went the wrong way. Son of a gun. Let's try this again. Delete it. Delete it. Actually, yeah. Just delete the background altogether. Just throw it all. All right. We'll say try. Let's scan. Rotate. Does that work? I don't even know. I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's just try it. See what happens.
Okay.
Okay. So it's gonna be a weird angle.
It looks good.
Wait, there you go. There you go. Yeah, so I sauced them. You know, this is actually like one of the prettier boxes that I've turned in a while or ever. I don't know, because the ribs were all like the same, like width and length. You know, they were all sitting prettier. It's interesting because you see the way I have the ribs on the top, and I have it in a way where the bones are pushed back where you can't really see them. Right. Some people actually did that opposite, where the bones are sticking up. Yeah. But the same way. Some people put them in there like individual ribs, lining up.
You know what you forgot?
Some people do them different ways.
You forgot your big piece of romaine lettuce on the bottom.
No, and that's the other thing, man. So in the
greenery,
right in the professional competitions, that's what they do. They do that garnish of like lettuce or kale or something like that, or parsley. In this one, I was prepared for that because the last time we did that, they're like, no, garnish optional. You don't really have to do it. So, you know, don't, you know, they're like, you could do it, you could do it. That was the last time I did it. And like almost everybody did it. And I was like, you know what, if I'd had garnish, there's some imperfections that you can't see in the cuts or in the layout, whatever it is. So this time I had to ask multiple times because the guy was like, yeah, don't garnish, no garnish. I bought a bunch of kale. I ain't gonna eat that kale. So what am I gonna do with that? But no, they were like, yeah, no garnish this time, you know, just naked in the box. So that's what we have right there.
Naked
Otherwise,
in the box.
I'd have had a beautiful little, you know, bed of kale wrapped around it.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was the ribs. They turned out like taste wise, they were good. Process like temperature wise, they didn't get to where I wanted to be, so they weren't as tender as they should have been.
Cool,
but I'm proud of it.
How did the chicken? Let's see. You said your chicken came out 8,
chicken was,
or the ribs came out.
Chicken was
8?
Actually really good.
Okay.
So both of them, oddly enough, placed 9th somehow, but score wise, because they do a combination of scores, they do a combination of scores. So with that, after combination scores, the chicken, or overall we came out 8th. It's weird. I don't know how that works out, but you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, this works better this time. Here's the chicken. And you know, being genetically predisposed to liking chicken, I should always do grated chicken. But you know, there's the chicken box. Yeah. So similar shapes.
So do you
like
do
little meat?
Yeah. So do you do 6 total, or do you just do like a bunch of them, or how does that work? 1 slab of ribs?
Yeah. So you're required to put in 6 pieces. 6 pieces of chicken.
So how much do you actually cook?
It could. Yeah, I mean, I prepared like 12. I cooked 9, as much as could fit in the pan. And all the 9 that I cooked were all also equally, like, similarly sized, right? Because you want them to all look like uniform and similar size or whatever, and shape. So yeah, like most of the 9 were like that, and 2 of them I just had as testers because I knew I wasn't going to use them. But when you turn in, you have to put in 6 pieces of chicken, 6 pieces of rib. The ribs are tricky though, because if you accidentally don't cut all the way through, and a judge picks up one and it's stuck to another one, that counts as 1 rib. So potentially a judge can't. Yeah, that counts as 1 rib. So potentially the next judge down the line, if they don't get a chance to taste that rib, you know, it's because the other judge picked it up. So that's why I try to put in like 1 or 2 extras on the ribs, just in case I messed up my cuts, even though I knew they were all individual.
Now that you say that, are these judges wasting food or do they need to eat that whole rib?
No, it's normally like 1 bite.
So they're wasting all that food.
They're wasting most of it. This is the thing. When I judge, I'll take 1 bite and I'll do my judging. And then if I liked it, I'll set it in 1 pile and I'll come back to it later after I'm finished judging. If I didn't like it, I'll put it in another pile. So that does happen. There's some of that gets wasted and some of it, you know, gets finished later on.
That sucks, man. Oh, well.
Yeah. So, but no, man, you know, I was proud. Me and my son did good. You know, we did a good job together. We worked well together, even though it was cold. So he kept going back in the truck and turning it on and sitting there for a little bit because he was freezing. Yeah, man, it was a good time. I had a good time. I saw some friends I hadn't seen in a while out there cooking, and I did better than I did before, and I did better than a couple of people that I knew had beaten me by a lot last time. And it's so subjective. You get different judges every time.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's always different. But these were actual certified professional judges who had either competed or judged on the professional level. So these were actually people who know what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to taste like, what the texture, compared to like, the last couple comps I did, which were like a bunch of random people from, neighborhood or some, and like one real judge. So yeah, good things. But yeah, proud of my son and myself. I was wearing this new, that we have on .com. So y'all want to be perfectly seasoned. Y'all want to be blessed and highly flavored. Get you some.
Ooh, that should be a new hat. Get that hat.
I might make that a shirt. I might make that a shirt.
Yeah, or a shirt, or a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Or apron or something. I like that. Blessed and highly flavored. You should sell that at all the Sunday church cookouts.
Bruh. For real.
You make a killing.
So, yeah. So anyway. It was good stuff. But yeah, man, that was the gist of the weekend. And then later on today, we're probably gonna go see Cocaine Bear. Maybe. I gotta look at the show times again. There's one place we're gonna go.
Gorilla.
Yeah. There's one place we're gonna go, but I think we're gonna miss the time because it's like an hour. So I think we're gonna go to this other place that's a different place that has a lot of time frames today. So yeah, man. But yeah, it's a good weekend. Good weekend. I know it was a lot, but it's fun. It was fun. Fun. Good. So let's see here. So how about this? I know we got a couple of voicemails. Go ahead and, if you don't mind, tell the people how they can leave us voicemail, and we'll get through these.
Okay, people. 3-853-BLAKPC or 3-853-252-572. Give us a little call, little ring-a-ling. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us what you're cooking. All that good stuff.
Yes. Also, our anniversary is coming up in about 18 days. So if you don't mind leaving us a message about the anniversary or a question about the anniversary, number 7, lucky number 7, go ahead.
7 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't even imagine that.
It went by fast.
That also lets me know how long I've been in Utah. 7.5 years. Damn. Anyway, so let us know. But here's the first voicemail from one of our faves. 3, 2.
You already know who this is. This is D199. I just figured out a way to delete the new Instagram account. You can't do it from your phone. You have to do it from a computer. But anyway, so I guess this must be the new fad in America. Celebrities are getting their butts reduced and breasts back to normal, and injections taken out of their face, and like Black China, and she wants to be called Angela White.
What?
And you had K. Michelle take all that misery out of her butt, and it's just fascinating now that real is the way to go. So I always wonder, like, when these women get 80 years old with these booty injections, what's going to happen? Is their booty going to fall off, or do you have to keep this stuff up? Just fascinating. I know a few people that have they lied first and said they was in a gym, but they've gotten their stomachs done and backs sculpted and booty sticking out, which don't look real. It looked like somebody got some elbows on both booty cheeks. Not that I'm looking, but you can't help it if they walk in front of you. But I just stick to my hijack booty. Okay, I guess I'll talk to y'all later. I got a confession to make when I call you back. I ain't ready to talk about it yet. Bye.
Uh-oh. All right. Wow, that's funny. It is funny, though, when you think about it. There's people who have all those, and I've thought the same thing. You know, when they get older, what are they going to look like when they have those, you know, like implants and stuff like that?
Super
I've seen ladies and men like that, yeah, that are old and have those implants. It does not look good. Does not look good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure, dude. I don't want to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you. I mean, you'll see something like that walking around in the mall or something like that one day, and you'll be like, "Oh, now I know." It's out there. It's out there.
Yeah, I've seen some extreme breast jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just curious what, like, if they get older, will they get those reduced, or if they're just going to keep, or do you have to get them redone, like get new silicone implants or something?
I don't know. I mean, I know
Like,
there's some that like burst or something like that.
Like, do they deteriorate in your body over time or something? I don't know.
I think some of the older ones actually did. Like some of the ones from way back in the day when they really started doing that as like a big time fashion trend or body trend, whatever. And I think they've changed the technology now to make it where they don't, you know, do that. So I don't know, man. It's wild. It's wild. But I'm trying to hear what Kayla's confession is. So maybe this is what it is. Let's see here.
What's up, y'all? This is Memphis D99. You're coming from Memphis, Kayla. So I'm about to listen to your latest episode. Just getting in. I've been ripping and running all day. I got an event to vendor next week, so you know how that goes. I had a question, you know, about social media, the pros of going live and the cons of going live. And I saw a video of this lady. I know y'all seen it. Married woman arguing with her husband. He's, you know, getting his clothes, and her mom's in the background instigating it. And the wife is saying, "You ain't go nowhere," blah, blah, blah. And you see them, you know, having a little push contest, and then looks like somebody drops the phone. And you hear him say, "Let me get my stuff." And then you could hear her mama say, "Stop." And then you could hear the wife say, "It's going to be a murder scene, murder scene." And then you hear, I guess she picks up a gun, shoots him. I guess he dies. And you hear her saying, "Baby, I didn't mean it. I love you. Baby, wake up." You hear the children crying. And it happened in Mississippi.
Go.
And so when is it good and when is it bad? Because she really incriminated herself. And I don't know, social media, it's just kind of, it's just too much. So my question is, when is enough enough? I feel like certain things just, I don't know. Maybe she didn't mean it. It was a bullet in the chamber, but she in jail. She about to do, I think they said she's on death row. So.
Yeah, she ain't coming back. Especially in Mississippi.
Life is over.
Just a thought.
Yeah. All right, that was it. Yeah, thank you, Kayla, for that. That's crazy though. I haven't seen that or heard of that story. But with her proximity to Mississippi, I mean, obviously she probably would catch that on her local news.
Yeah,
but
that's wild. That's wild, man.
What do you think about that? Live, social media, all that stuff. I don't know. I have my thoughts, but go ahead.
Well, I couldn't understand like the question she had regarding that.
I think she was just like saying, "Oh, my bad." She said, "When is enough enough?" I feel like certain things, you know, maybe don't need to be aired out, or you know, she didn't know. Maybe it was a bullet in the chamber and she didn't mean it, but now she's in jail on death row.
I think when it's dealing with something, that's I'm assuming the woman had the phone.
Oh yeah, it sounds like it, yeah.
That's a tough one because some things just need to be kept off social media, and some things it could be used as evidence in case something happens, and something did happen, but not in her favor. Oh boy, yeah, that's a tough one to answer because I think it could go both ways. I think matters in the household, you need to keep that off of social media, especially if seems like she was trying to instigate something.
Oh yeah, so the mother-in-law was instigating everything.
The mother-in-law was instigating, but then of course, if the woman had the phone, then she was trying to get something. Yeah, she was trying to get something out of it too. Yeah, so I think stuff like that should be kept off the internet.
Yeah.
But of course, like I said, there's some positives to some of this social media stuff too. Instant news, But yeah, that's a tough one to answer.
Yeah, it's a tough one to answer. Definitely, personal stuff in the house stuff should be kept off, but we know people put it up there all the time.
Yeah, of course.
I always see, old friends on Facebook say, and I kicked him out, like stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, come on, I don't want to know. Yeah. But I don't know, maybe see this in this situation Kayla's talking about, maybe this is a volatile relationship already. And they're just like, next time this happens, we're gonna document it and we're gonna record it, and or we'll go live or something like that, which is ridiculous. And yeah, it sounds like obviously she didn't really mean to shoot him. So this is the thing, man. People talk big game, but when they do big things, after they talk all that big game, then you find out what they really feel like. And obviously, she had remorse of what she did because she did it probably in the heat of the moment and the anger of the moment. But, sometimes and I know in situations like that, it's hard to pull yourself out of that moment, but honestly, you got to have enough mental stability before those moments happen to realize in the moment, okay, this is too far, or okay, this is the right type of reaction. You know what I'm trying to say? And putting it on live, I mean, shoot, that is all jury didn't even need to deliberate. They're like, we ain't gonna deliberate. She done, Unless you could see on camera that he was being physical with her, harmed her, or vice versa, or maybe there was something else that played a factor into that. If you saw her holding the gun and shooting on camera, or if you know what happened there, then it's case closed. Now then again, if you didn't see it and you just heard the gunshot and him dying, then maybe it's the mom, unless the girl was like, I'm picking up this gun, which it sounded like she said. So yeah, that's wild, man. But yeah, there's some stuff that just need to not be there. That was a good
interesting question though.
Yeah. It's crazy. And it's Mississippi, so whatever.
Yeah, Mississippi.
I got a question real quick about that. So me being from Texas, we always sort of dissed Oklahoma people and Arkansas people. Never really dissed Louisiana people because we love Louisiana. So
right next
when it comes to Louisiana, which of your bordering states did y'all diss the most? Arkansas,
neither one,
or any? No.
No, I'm gonna tell you what, man. There is I'm gonna say it's more regional type hate. I don't even say hate, but Southern Louisiana rarely claims Northern Louisiana.
Okay.
Rarely claims that Shreveport down to probably right above the Alexandria area. So it's that north central part. And then, of course, where I grew up, Southern Louisiana, it was I think there was more so I guess, I won't say a beef, but a food rivalry with that play with our portion, our area, Southern Louisiana, and right on the edge by New Orleans. A lot of people know this. Like southern part of Louisiana's food is way better.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. But of course, New Orleans gets the most recognition, like in magazines or something like that, because they're the tourist town. So everybody's going to want to travel there. Nobody's going to want to travel to them other places in southern Louisiana. But yeah, it's more regional type rivalries. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say anything bad about like Arkansas, Mississippi. No, I've never heard that. Nobody's really said anything about Texas because it's Texas. Everybody got from where I'm from has somebody they know. Yeah. So
y'all there was a lot of I remember seeing something from years ago where it was just like people grew up in Louisiana and wanted to move to Texas for bigger and better things, for
opportunity,
more work,
like
more opportunity, whatever. So that makes sense. But yeah, man, that's wild. So that's interesting, y'all. It's more interstate regional rivalry,
sad,
rather than other things. So or in-state, yeah. So that's interesting. All right, cool, good to know. Here we go. Next up, 3, 2, 1.
Child, it's me, Memphis Diva 99. Y'all, I'm so glad
Okay, let me pause this. Google Translate. She just said, "Ooh, child, it's me, Memphis Diva 99." Google Translate said, "Beach house, it's me, Memphis Diva 99." That's 3 different sentences. 99 is a sentence by itself.
Gotta love AI, right?
I love it. All right, here we go. Next up. Here we go.
Apparently, sometimes you have a little voice in your head say, "Go home." So I was out, running a lot of errands today.
The confession.
And stopped at the grocery store, got something to eat, and I was going to go over to see my mom on the other side of town, but something was like, "Oh, just call her and you'll go see her tomorrow." Well, sir. So I just looked at the news, and like 14 minutes ago, the area I live in right now, the main streets are blocked with like over so many police cars. They say a policeman was shot. And you can't get through. You're stuck in traffic. And a couple of days ago at Privé, which is Your Body's restaurant here in Memphis, 5 people were shot. I think 1 killed. So this is tied to that. Apparently, they were trying to arrest somebody that was involved in it. That was just crazy. The gun laws, y'all, I don't know. And when is it a good and bad thing? When is having a gun, but if you're crazy, but I don't know. It's just this new generation, y'all. They don't care. They in a hurry. They don't want to work. I'm not saying all of them, but it's crazy, man. It's to the point I'm careful now. I'm looking everywhere. I'm sitting with I'm sitting toward the door wherever I go. I'm suspicious. It's just crazy. Come on, y'all. Yep. That's just me venting. Guess I will go pour me a nice little glass of wine and find me something to eat, like a salad. Yeah, in the house. All right. I'll call you back. I'm calling you back.
Okay. Bye. Yeah, thank you, Kayla, for that. And that was not the confession, so I guess she'll have to call us back with her confession she meant to tell us. But yeah, man, thoughts, impressions?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the wild, wild west out here, man.
Yeah,
I do the same thing. I sit if I go to a restaurant, I try to sit facing the exit or entrance or whatever, just to see who possibly could be coming in. With some kind of issues in their head. So
yeah.
I totally get it.
Yeah, it makes sense. My wife is the type of person where she always wants to be facing the door, but I also need to face the door too, especially if the door is like within like a few feet of where I am. So I'll be like, I'm sitting on the same side with you.
I also need to know where the exits are, man. So
yeah,
I need to know where the exits are. So yeah.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it is wild in these streets, man. Some of the laws that they're passing, like I think I saw a law that was passed for open carry. I can't remember where it was, but it was like maybe it was like a state over from Tennessee where that, school shooting happened.
Mm.
And it was like open carry without a license or something like that. And I was like, why are we doing this? Why are you doing that? Not to require somebody. I mean, even if somebody has a license, doesn't mean they won't like do something stupid. But at least these people have like the training and they've been taught. You know what I'm trying to say? Open carry without a license, that means anybody. It's like the Wild Wild West. Like, like I said. So it's crazy, man.
Yeah. That's how it is here in Texas too. It's open carry without
crazy.
And Texas, we got more guns here than probably the rest of the United States. Sadly. I mean, sadly. But
the crazy thing is I don't know, man. There's a lot of political talk that we could get into about that.
Yeah.
About the different types of weapons that are available to people, and what's necessary versus what's not necessary. But really, competent, level-headed individuals should probably be the ones, owning those more than people who are just like, you ain't gonna take this from me. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't know, man. It's a wild and long story. It is what it is. But long. There's one thing. Yeah. There's one thing I'm gonna say. Try to remind me to never ever go to a restaurant that's owned by a rapper. I just, too much random stuff will happen.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, this one was Privé by Yo Gotti. Didn't Young? I don't know.
I do want to go to Bun B's restaurant in Houston.
Okay.
That he just opened. The burger.
That is the one outlier, because Bun B, I mean, you don't hear about him having like issues in the streets. Maybe he did in the past. I don't know, but you don't hear about that now. He's not like he's not making music and trying to divide people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's all about love. And so, you know what? I will go to Trill Burgers. Okay. So that's the one place I will try. Next time I go to
Houston. There's a few places. Let me stop. Yeah. I'm not gonna get it. Yeah. Okay. So Currency has a seafood restaurant in New Orleans that I heard was pretty good. Master P has something called Papa's Burgers.
Oh, dang, Master P. I forgot about that.
That I'm interested in trying.
Is his Papa's Burgers a part of the Papa's franchise?
I don't think it's part of that. I think his is just completely different. I think Papa's Burgers, like that franchise, is PAPAS. Papa's.
Big Papa Burgers. Big Papa Burgers. Okay.
I think that's his. Yeah. So completely different.
They have a drive-through? They got a drive-through. I'm going.
Maybe. Chicken and waffle. Big
I'm
Papa
just not
Burger,
going
chicken and waffle. So yeah.
I ain't going in. So I see you, Master P. Okay. All right. So I'll recant part of my statement.
Yeah. So that's about it. That's probably some of these other places, depending on where. So.
Yeah, depending on where it's at. The Make 'em Say burger. Let's see here. Burger comes dressed with American cheese, mayo, lettuce, tomato, pickle, fried onions, grilled bacon, deep fried bacon, and Papa sauce. I think somebody took that deep fried bacon I did from me. Thank you, and you're welcome, Master P. But that's what I did on my championship burger that I made. But that looks like a good freaking burger. Dang, I want to try it. Man, now you make me want to go to Papa Burger. Big Papa Burger. Anyway, all right. Okay, well, thank y'all very much for all of those. All of those. Thank you, Kayla, for those questions. Appreciate that. And I know you're, talking about, things like ways that you should filter yourself online. Things that you shouldn't do live versus shouldn't do live, and ways to filter that out of society. But what about these TikTok filters? I know they want to ban TikTok. Really, Facebook wants to ban TikTok. That's really what it is at the end of the day. But TikTok has some wild filters. I did a filter yesterday. It was like younger, like a teenage filter, and I did it, and it's a split screen, and it looks like, you know, like a younger version of my little brother instead of actually me. So it's sort of crazy. I also saw an older filter that makes you look older, one that makes you look like Michael McDonald. You know,
that's funny. That's funny.
There's some wild filters in these streets.
Yeah, I did the old filter a couple years ago, and I look just like my dad, man. Exactly like my dad.
When that old app or whatever this came out.
Yeah, I look exactly.
That's funny.
Just like my pops, man. And it was funny. I sent it to my niece, and she started laughing, and she knew exactly who I was. So
did you show it to your dad?
Yeah, I showed it to my mom. I texted to my mom because, you know, my dad don't be on the phone like that. So I texted to my mom, and she started laughing too because she said I look just like him.
That is funny.
So
sometimes they're accurate. Yeah. Sometimes
it's pretty
just
accurate.
A little weird. Yeah,
you know, they got these beauty filters and all this other stuff that's, you know, sometimes it makes you look pretty. You could get caught up in a catfish out there.
Yeah, man,
you know,
big time. Careful. Big time. It's funny because I saw one lady who had like a beauty filter, and she talked about it, and she's like, it's wild that, you know, putting on this filter makes me look like this. It looks so realistic. You know, there's like skin texture, all this stuff. And she was like, but it's crazy that, you know, when I have the filter on, I look like this. But when I turn it off, I look like this. And then it brings me back to this. And when she turned it off, like she was, you know, markedly different from the way she looked with the filter. So, yeah, definitely watch out with these filters. My daughter sent me a meme picture earlier, and I was like, what is this? And then she was like, it's, you know, it's a filter. You can see that the hand is glitching. And I looked closely and I saw that. So maybe the younger kids this day and age can sort of pull out a catfish more than, you know, some millennials did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, these filters is wild in these streets. I know that. But, you know, speaking of you know, wild things, I posted something yesterday. As a prank, not a prank, but like as a post for April Fools, but just as a silly post within like this, like the state's barbecue page. And it has something to do with food. So it said, the meme said, if I break into your house and steal everything steal stuff off the top of your fridge, what would I get? So let me just tell you what the reactions were. And this is here in Utah, but there's people, you know, who don't live in Utah that are part of the page, right? So, you know, and in the that's what the meme picture said. The caption, I put like a little like laughing face and then like a thinking face, right? So one of the comments was like sourdough starter recipe, nothing too exciting. Some person said D's nuts, but they were talking about the Mr. Beast candy bar, D's nuts. Some people say, you think breaking into someone's house in Utah is a joke? Think about these two words, castle doctrine. I was like, what?
That's funny.
You know, trying to, I guess, kill people for jumping, you know, for trying to break into your house. Some people said probably some sort of disease, 2 crock pots, smoker racks, cat food, shot, air fryer, half a loaf of bread, and a half box of Krispy Kreme donuts, a large wok and a pot and water pitchers, cracker, popcorn, Bisquick, nothing but dust, shot, dust and 2 jugs of kitty kibble, industrial Reynolds foil, nothing. Mine's always clean. And I judge people that, you know, have stuff on their fridge. 2 rounds, center mass. 3 rounds, center mass, shot, dust. You wouldn't make it to my fridge without meeting the business end of an S&W 460. Just saying. Golden grams, books and records, and a fly swatter. Eaten by a dog. Bug assault and egg cartons. Your face on a t-shirt. Bug assault. If I can't get to the fridge before you meet God. Channel lock pliers. Ziploc bags. Channel lock. Some gloves and some fly ribbon. But then I posted on there. I was like, at everyone, thanks for having some fun. For those of you who do realize this is a joke meme post, I'm reposting from some other account. But for those of you who say shot, just literally take a chill pill. And then I went back and edited my caption later, and I said my initial caption. I said, by the way, on top of my fridges, you'll get some dust. On the other fridge, you'll get some Red Stripe Negra Modelo, a bag with a whole lot of refrigerator magnets, some Zinger tomato mixer, and some butter chips. Nothing worth shooting y'all for. And then the sheer amount of people that said shot. I mean, if you look at the image, you can tell that this is a joke. Especially on April Fool's Day, by the way, when I posted it. But people are like, I'm gonna shoot you, come in my house. Like, dude, just like say nothing. Say dust. Say a box of cereal. You know?
Funny.
People too serious. This is a barbecue page too. It's a light and fun page. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Some people don't do the internet, Rick.
Yeah,
they don't know how to take a joke.
They really, truly don't. I don't know, man. It is crazy. People just need to chill, you know. People just need to chill. You know, April Fool's Day is a fun day, you know, to have fun, and you know, a lot of accounts put up weird stuff. Like Whataburger put up a burger with a water patty, you know.
Yeah,
and it's like this is like how y'all pronounce Whataburger. But I know that you found a lot of April Fool's Day pranks and April Fool's Day jokes. That were really good. So tell me about that.
So I guess I'll just share my screen. We could, you know, there's 50 of these things. I don't want to read off all 50, but there's some pretty funny things here. Share screen, window to the wall. So the sweat drips down these internet balls. All right. Here we go.
Skeet.
So 50 of the best prank ideas for April Fools. And maybe people, you could try this out there where you're at 1 year, whatever. So I'll just go through a few of these. And if you're watching on YouTube, you could watch with us. So somebody put packing peanuts, I guess within somebody's office, filled it up. I don't know what it is, but I thought that was kind of funny. Seal the door. I put this on my homophobic dad's work truck after he yelled at me and mainly my girlfriend for being gay. So on the back of his truck, I guess his daughter put "I'm so gay I can't even drive" straight bumper sticker.
The sticker's not even straight. That's funny too. So they're angled.
That's pretty funny. So this one here, somebody someone stole this guy's dad's SD card from his trail camera. So he edited the pic, put it back in the camera, and it was a picture of Bigfoot standing outside his trail camera. I thought that was kind of funny. You know,
that's funny.
This one I thought was kind of crazy because I could see somebody doing this at work. This is somebody printed out a Canon printer at work. They made it seem as though this is a new technology, a voiceover, where you have to stand close to the printer and speak for what it needs to do. So you just stand there and you say print, copy, scan, print 5 copies. So I could see somebody at my job actually falling.
Oh, yeah.
And I know exactly who would fall for this. I won't say their name.
That's funny.
Yeah, but there's another one way down the list where it was a notice on the air dryers inside of restrooms in public places where they say you have to speak to have this come on. So yeah, I thought that was funny. Let me see why it's way.
Dry my hands.
Dry my hand. There you go. Dry my hands and stuff like that. Oh, stop! What's going on? What's going on?
Oh no! The internet's going nuts.
Internet is going I ain't gonna say that word. Paper towel dispenser is now voice activated. To activate dispenser, please say paper towel, please, or paper towel. Did I say that right?
That's
paper towel.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So there's some funny things on here, man. I thought this was kind of crazy. This would be definitely a college prank in a dorm.
Yeah.
Where they tape over your buddy's door, especially if it opens from the inside, and then they walk right into a wall full of duct tape. You know,
I'll tell you what we did to one of my coworkers at work one time. What does that say? Wait, what is that? I put yogurt in the mayo jar. No, dude, I would be so mad.
I might try. I might just try that.
That would be funny. One of our coworkers one time, who was like our manager or whatever, we covered his complete cubicle, every single part of his cubicle, in cardboard. There was even a cardboard portal, like of a door to open, even though normally there's no door there. There's like a cardboard like portal to get into his cubicle. His chair was covered, his keyboard, everything was cardboarded. And he just went in there and sat in there, just like threw his hands up. It was hilarious, but yeah, that's funny, man.
Yeah. What about telling your? What would you do? You just had your baby girl, who is now 13. 3 months after you had her, your wife comes back and say, "I'm pregnant again."
Like, what? Yeah, no, I would have serious questions. It's funny that you say that though, because this morning, that same image I told you my daughter sent me. It was a hand, right? And it was a glitching thumb on the hand, but it was a hand, and in it had a pregnancy test that said "pregnant" on it. And so it's like that was like the first thing I got when I woke up this morning. So I sent back to her, "What?" And then I called her. Okay, so for context, my wife and daughter are in Orlando right now for a dance competition. So they're 2 hours ahead. So that's why I called her up, and I was like, "What is this?" And you could hear her and her friends in the car like cracking up, dying laughing. It's like, "What is this?" And I sort of knew it was a joke, but she's like, "It's a joke. It's a prank. Just look at the hand. Look very closely. It's glitchy." And yeah, I would be just like that. No, I'd be like, hold on a second. We just had a baby, so how you pregnant that soon? Yeah, I'd be on that.
Never know. I thought this was kind of clever. Somebody put Mentos in the ice for a friend that loves soda.
It would be hilarious because like halfway through the drink, all of a sudden it would explode. What is that?
That's pretty freaky too. Like, check this out. So I had a buddy who worked at, I guess, another part of the company in another state that I work for. And he was the only one that was down in this hallway. So what he did, and he had access to the print shop. So what he did is he printed out the two little girls from The Shining. You remember two little twin girls from The Shining? He printed those out and put it on like poster cutout. And he set it at the end of the hallway. Okay. And he said every time somebody passed by, they got freaked out because they saw two little girls at the end of the hallway just watching them. So I thought that was pretty clever. I wish I could have pulled that off, but you know, there's a lot of funny little things here, man.
I'm waiting that day. I'm leaving and never coming. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, there's some fun stuff, man.
Yeah,
Mr. Bean. Yeah.
Oh, if I ever came outside and saw somebody decorated my car with Post-it notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, you replace the toilet paper with some tape. They got to figure out how to wipe themselves. So, you know.
Wait. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I lost.
Uh-oh. You got me? Am I still there?
Hello?
I hear you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh man.
And of course.
Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you. Just fine.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I lost it. My bad.
That's all good.
I did see some of those though. So yeah, that is.
It wouldn't be a hashtag Blackout show without it.
You know, thank you, internet. Our theme song should be "Internet Going Nuts" by Paul Wall, because that is the way it is.
Very true.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, some of these April Fool's things are crazy. And yeah, a lot of people fall for them too. Like, it is wild. I remember for Hooks, Rubs, and Spices, what did I do? Like a possum, it was like a possum seasoning or something like that with like grated possum in it or something. Like, it was wild, you know? And some people are like, ooh, I can't wait.
That's funny.
It's wild, man. It's wild, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
What?
That'd be funny. I should try that.
Nah.
I should try that on my wife's car whenever she drives off in the morning.
That's
put
pretty
one of the
funny.
kids hanging on.
She would freak out. That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, April Fools, people. This is an April Fools show, but let us know what you think about the April Fools.
Oh, no.
That's funny.
Oh no. See, I would do that to my son because he's the type of one that would do that to anybody. He'd do that to his sister. He would do that to me. Funny. Like, that would be funny right there. The poppets under the toilet seat. Pop.
That's funny.
Dang. That's wild.
Oh man. So
I love it. Love it. Will be what happened with that? They had eyeballs on all the food. That's funny.
Oh yeah. Down there.
It would be funny too if oh no, the face swaps. that's wild. It would be funny if you put, I mean, this would probably be like mean at the same time too, but like somebody who, goes to the fridge a lot and goes for certain things every day. If you put all of the stuff from the freezer side in the regular cold side or in the regular side, and also from the regular side in the freezer side. Oh man,
come on now.
I'd be so mad if somebody did that to me, but then I would laugh at the end. I'd be like, that was actually funny. But you know what? Speaking of, lessons that you learn from getting pranked to lessons that you learned in the office. I wonder what lesson, my boss learned that time when we turned everything into cardboard for him. And I know the lesson we learned with that was hilarious. But what about like other lessons learned from people who have worked careers and maybe they've changed or retired or maybe they're still in it? I know you found a list about that too, Jay.
Yeah, I found a list about 35 biggest lessons a person has learned throughout their career. Mm-hmm. A lot of these are pretty good. So, number one, and people out there could verify, with me on this, the reward for good work is more work. Yeah, think about that. That's all facts.
Facts.
All facts. So a productive employee gets buried and burnt out while the slackers enjoy the work-life balance and smokes with the boss. I have seen this too, all too often.
I've been there before. So
yeah,
that's funny.
Do 1,000 tasks and 999 of them are perfectly done, but guarantee that one that wasn't perfect is the only task that will be talked about. We've all been there.
Yeah. All too often.
Toxic work environments do not change, so get out quickly.
Facts.
All right. Always get the promotion or raise in writing. Never trust the manager's handshake. So any young people out there or any older people that are mentoring young folks, definitely give them that wisdom. Always get it in writing. My mama always told me that. Get your stuff in writing. Get everything in writing. Mm-hmm. Never trust a big butt and a smile. Well, she didn't say that, but BBD did. So yeah. Lazy coworkers get paid as much as you.
Facts.
Wow. So yeah. So this is one that is near and dear to me. So one of the earliest lessons imparted to me by an older coworker is one of my first jobs was never get good at something you hate doing. Once you're good at it, they'll never let you do anything else. So
yeah, it's true.
So yep.
Dang.
Yeah. and I'm not going to go through all 35 of these, but just a few. Nobody at work gives a shit about your well-being. You have to be the one that looks out for yourself. Take the damn sick day and don't feel bad about it. You got one life, and trust once you die, they'll replace you before you even get old. Be happy.
Man.
All facts.
That is true.
All facts, my friend.
What else?
80% of work is done by 20% of employees. I know that. I can't tell you how much I've seen that and experienced that. If you leave earlier than the slow workers, then you will be considered a lazy employee regardless of output. Wait, man, they got this all mixed up. If you leave earlier than the slow workers, then you'll be considered a lazy employee regardless of output, efficiency, or quality of work. Yeah. Once 5 o'clock comes, I'm out. And I got all my work done. Once you have the job, you no longer need to impress anyone. So just do enough to not get fired.
That sounds like the lazy employee right there.
Yeah. Man,
but it do be true sometimes too, though.
Yeah, man. So. Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of things on here that apply to us people in careers. So yeah.
What's funny?
Yeah, man.
What's funny about that last one where you say just do enough to not get fired? That reminds me of Marshawn Lynch when he said, "I'm just here to not get fined." When they would make him, do interviews after games. So he's like, "I'm just doing enough. I'm just here to do this." It also reminds me of the coach Bill Belichick from the Patriots, who, whenever there's a press conference, he'll get up there and they'll say, well, coach, y'all scored 100 points this game. That's quite an accomplishment. What do you say about our team? It was great. Or he'll say, all right, coach, looks like, your star quarterback is injured. Do you have a take on his status for next week? Not yet. It's like, that's always his answer. Like, it's just like a very 1 or 2, 3 word answer. And, and it just leaves reporters baffled because they can never say, well, he was alluding to this in his response. They're like, no, he just said, not today. It's just like,
not today.
What do we take? How do we report off that? That has to be one of the most frustrating jobs ever, being a reporter covering that team. But that's funny though, man. There's a lot of those that are those work situations that are very, very accurate. Especially the part about not getting good at something that you hate, because they'll just make you continue to do it. That does happen in a lot of those scenarios. But then the potential issue that you have there is if you're not good at it, if you hate it and you don't get too good at it, or you hate it and you're just like, you know what, I hate this and I'm just gonna do as much as I need to do and not try to be super proficient at it or not just continue to not be good at it, then they would have a reason to say, oh, you know what, you're not good at this at all, we're gonna fire you. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
In some cases. They won't even reclassify your job title, or they won't even, move you to a different department, or they won't even give you a new assignment. They'll just be like, nah, you out, bro. Go get somebody else who's gonna do this stuff that you don't like,
Dang.
So
yeah, I got one last one. It's pretty interesting. So this person says, I've been working since I was 14. Now I'm corporate America in various roles for over 2 decades. No one ever says they regret not working harder, not doing more OT, or spending more time with their family. Do not give your personal time to your place of employment. I live by the 8 and shake motto and love detaching from this world. We literally spend more time with coworkers than our own fam. Live to work, work to live. So sad but true,
It's true, man. You do. Yeah. We do spend a lot of time with our coworkers. And that was probably even more relevant in the 2020 era, the pre-COVID era.
Oh yeah.
Because most employers had you go to work. There were some that were doing some remote work, but most of them that time were doing that. Then it shifted to all remote work for the most part, unless you're like essential, right? And so you were spending that time with coworkers, but also if you had other family members that were at home during that time, you got to spend time with them, sort of indirectly.
Oh boy.
Now, now there's a lot of hybrid work, or there's a lot of, still work from home, and there's a lot of going back to the office. So, yeah, man, I mean, I'm with my family a lot more now than I was before, for those. I mean, honestly, I would call it like a 9 hours of a day that I was away, or 10 hours a day I was away, because you count the 8 work hours and the potential like 30 minutes to 1 hour for a lunch, and then the drive to and from work, which could be another hour or more depending on where you live.
Yeah.
So, that's like 10 hours of the day that you're out, and you spend like 4 hours with them before they go to bed,
Dude, I spent 2 hours with my kids before they went to bed. Like I drop them off at school. So roughly 7 o'clock. No, gates open up at 7:20. So 7:20. So we spent roughly 30 minutes to an hour together before school. I had 8 to 5. Took me like 30 minutes to an hour to get home. They went to bed at 8 o'clock. So that was roughly like 2.5 hours of me being with my kids. So yeah, definitely feel that.
Crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is crazy time. Crazy but true.
Crazy but
Find
true.
ways to spend more time with your family. If not on the weeks and on the weekends, do what you got to do.
That's right.
But
that's right.
On that note, is that all you got? We'll go spend
That's
some more time
all
with your
I got.
family?
I got a lot of tweets coming through my phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I guess I'll go spend time with my family. Actually, I'll go spend time at the halls of Walmart, as B Rob says. Doing some shopping. I really don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walmart.
That sounds good. My son and I are going to go see Cocaine
Cracked
Bear.
Out Gorilla. Oh.
Yeah, crack gorilla. Crack gorilla. So we're gonna go sometime today, maybe this afternoon. There's a couple places that are showing it this afternoon, so we'll pick one and go. So yeah, cool, man. Well, let's get up out of here.
Good, man. Y'all have fun. All right, people. Twitter, Instagram, #Blackout Pod. Check us out on your favorite streaming app for a steamy conversation. Join us Sunday mornings, Sunday sometime. To be a part of the show and watch us live, and you can see all the screenshots and everything else we share over the interwebs, or then give us an email, shoot us an email, #blackoutpod@gmail.com, or call us 385-3-BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Hit up hooksrub.com, get yourself a seasoned hat, a highly blessed and flavored t-shirt coming soon.
Coming soon.
Blessed
and highly flavored. You're close.
Blessed and highly flavored. What did I say? Highly flavored and blessed?
Yeah, sorry, you just had it backwards. You had it
highly
backwards.
Flavored. Sorry. Okay, yeah. All right, just going a little bit too fast. Anyway, yeah, you are highly flavored and blessed. Yeah, get yourself some hooks, some seasoning. It's springtime. People outside more. Sun is shining. Get them grills hot, and cook yourself some food, some award-winning food at your own home, so you could be the the champion in your household as you are. Yeah, there you have it.
Yes, indeed. Oh, there's one shout out I want to give to the what do you want to call it, to two people. So Marcus Malden on Instagram, and also Major Attaway. So I think Marcus is at Marcus M. Malden, and Major Attaway is at I Played Major. And let me tell you about them. So these guys, are both actors that I did work with, or auditioned with, or, Marcus mentored me, like super amazing, back in Texas. And they had me on their show, just a few days ago. They want to do a mukbang, right? They because I linked up with them somehow. I hadn't talked to Marcus in a long time. I actually saw Major as the genie in Aladdin when he came here, when they came to Utah. Right. And I linked up with them like, hey, we know you make these great seasonings. Come on the show. We want to talk about it. So I went on there and did a couple of recipes, and we talked about stuff while they did a mukbang and ate a bunch of good looking food. They had boudin, they had sausage, they had vegetables, they had steaks, nice. and burgers, all kinds of stuff that they made, right? Mm-hmm. And we talked food and some other stuff. The interesting thing is this, though. So on top of, like I said, Major was a genie. Marcus, this dude taught me so much when it comes to voiceover work and acting. And he has done a lot of amazing productions, either on stage or on camera. And he actually was Brick in Borderlands. He's the voice of Brick in Borderlands and several other video games he's on. And so, man, he's amazing. So they'll get on there and they will stream, and it's on Major's Twitch channel. So I Played Major. So you can see that mukbang that they did just a couple days ago. So on March 31st. And then when they stream playing video games, they call it Brick of Clay, because both of them will get on there and talk, or they'll do just chatting and playing games, or they'll do God of War, Apex Legends, all these random things in chat. Mm-hmm. So it's cool. But shout out to those guys for having me on. I talked about the seasoning and food and cooking and techniques and other random stuff. And then, I gave a shout out to the podcast and a shout out to you as well on the podcast. So yeah, cool. Definitely check that out if you want. It's like only an hour long. So
what's the name of the podcast?
The Twitch stream is called I Played Major. And so they also have that. Where do they also have that? They also have that, I think, on I think they have it running on Instagram. So let me see. I Played Major. Let me see if I can look it up. Yeah, there's his accounts.
Okay. I see now.
There you go. Yeah. So you can check that out and see what they do. They both of those guys are hilarious.
Cool.
Hilarious. So
that's funny.
Check them out. Yeah, Marcus M. Malden. Yeah, so definitely check them out. Good people, funny people. And I'll be back on their show again doing some other videos, food stuff. But then, I also have, put out there to invite them on our show. So we're going to get them on our show at some point in time.
Right. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, wonderful.
So,
all right. Sounds good. Well, 248. I guess by the time we hit our 7-year anniversary episode, we'll be at 250. 250. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's it. We blacking out, people.
We are blacking out. Stay seasoned. Peace.
And blessed and highly flavored.
Blessed and highly flavored. In broad.